and welcome to chair yoga with a ball. We're going to be using this fun prop to help us stretch and strengthen our body today. You'll want a ball that's a little bit squishy, ideally, because it's going to be easier to grip. If you don't have that kind of ball at home, you can try using a pillow about the same size as well. We are going to start sitting nice and tall. Ball will just rest in our lap as we take a couple of deep breaths together. So inhale slowly and deeply through your nose. Exhale back out. Couple more times. Big breath in. And out. Once more. Deep breath. And exhale. Continuing to sit nice and tall. Tilt your head to the right side. And slowly tilt it to the left. Beginning to warm up through our neck and our shoulders. Creating space on one side and the other. Keep your shoulders down and relaxed. We'll do one more each direction. Bring your head back up to center. Slide your head back as far as you can. Keep it there. Then bring your gaze down to the right side and up and across to the left side. So it's a diagonal line that you are following with your gaze as we stretch our neck a different way. Bring your head back to center. Stack the ears over your shoulders again. Shake it out a little bit. Then slide your head back once again. But this time our gaze will start down to the left and up and across to the right. Following that diagonal line again. Great way to work the neck. And gaze straight ahead, tilt your head back up to center. All right, now we're going to start using the ball. So get a good grip on your ball. Inhale as you bring the ball overhead, slightly arch through your back. Exhale, round through your spine, bringing the ball towards your knees. So on your inhale, you're lifting and opening through your chest. And on the exhale, you're rounding. Chin drops to chest, and we'll do that a few more times. The next time the ball is overhead, hold it there. Take the ball just in your right hand, lower it down. Lift it up and pass the ball to your left hand and lower down. So now the focus is more on your shoulders, getting them nice and warm. Now if this feels a little uncomfortable, if you're feeling some pinching in your shoulders, you can bring the ball more forward and you can also bend your elbows a little bit more. So you do what you need to do to make this pass off a little bit more comfortable. Hold it to your left side. Now we'll pass it straight in front of us. And really open your arms on the way back. Feel that nice stretch through your chest and your shoulders. Notice we're working our coordination a little bit as we pass the ball from hand to hand. So I'm getting a couple things working here. Hopefully your shoulders are feeling nice and warm. We'll give them a break. Bring the ball close to your torso, sitting nice and tall. Twist to your right side and twist to your left side. So now the focus is a little bit more in our back. And we warmed our back up one or two directions earlier. Now we're doing that nice twist side to side. You can keep your hands close to the torso or you can lengthen your arms. Ball is a little farther away. See which one feels best, which one gives you the biggest rotation side to side. And ball back to center. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor, so you may need to scooch forward a little bit. And we'll pass the ball again, but this time, ball in the right hand, we're gonna reach low with the ball, up with the opposite hand, back to center, and reach the other way, back to center. So we're essentially making an X with our arms. Feeling that nice extension from ball to fingertips. Let's do it one more time each side. Big reach, back in, big reach, back in. Now to warm up your hands and wrists a little bit, we're just gonna kind of randomly roll the ball a little bit in between our palms, maybe across the tops of our hands. Trying, of course, not to drop it, but bringing some flexibility and warmth through our wrists and hands. All right, get a good grip on it once again. Squeeze in with all 10 fingers and release. Squeeze and release. So now we're working through our fingers, working that strength in our hands that's so important to maintain. For now, all 10 fingers at once. But let's try just 2 fingers. Try just your thumbs in, release. Just your pointer finger, release. Your middle fingers, release. Ring fingers, and pinky. Work your way back. Ring fingers, middle fingers, pointer fingers, thumbs. Now pay attention to which fingers are really strong and which are not so strong. I think that's my weakest one right there. No, that's weaker. Most of us are really strong in our thumbs, but maybe not so much in the others. All right, shake it out. Your hands and fingers should be nice and warm, so we're gonna focus on our feet next. Set the ball on the floor underneath your right foot. And like we did with our hands, we're just gonna start by randomly rolling the ball around multiple different directions. Just trying to warm up through our foot and our ankle and our toes a little bit. All right, foot flat on the ball. Take it from outside edge to the inside edge. So now it's a little bit more of a controlled pattern, side to side. And notice the movements coming from really the hip, not just the ankle, the whole leg is working. Back to center. Now from the heel to the toes. It's almost like we're giving ourselves a foot massage. So hopefully this is feeling really good. All right, center up. You want your foot under your ankle, or sorry, I hope your foot is under your ankle. Your foot under your knee. And as much of your foot on the ball as you can get. Notice right away that the ball is providing quite an unstable surface, but that is what we're after. From here, press your foot as strongly into the ball as you can and release. Press down, it makes the ball wobble more, that's okay. This is how we're getting our leg, our foot, our ankle stronger. So getting lots of pressure into that ball, releasing one more time. Awesome. All right, side one is done. So ball is now under your left foot. Start with that big random motion through your foot. Don't even think about it. Just roll the ball around. All right, then a little more serious. We're going from edge to edge. Internally and externally rotating a little bit. All the way up to the hip, the knee, the ankle. All right, center up, then from heel to toes. And of course, we're sitting tall the entire time, right? I caught myself slouching, so I had to remind myself. All right, ball centered up, foot under knee. Get ready, press down, lift up, press down. That takes a lot of strength, doesn't it? The whole leg is working to get good pressure into the ball, and that unstable surface. Good, one more big press and release. Awesome. All right, ball is still on the floor, but we're gonna grab onto it with both ankles so it doesn't go anywhere. This next exercise is gonna work your legs and it's really gonna work your core. You can either stay facing forward on your chair, or you may find that turning sideways works better. Kind of depends on your chair. So, set your hands behind you a little bit for support, and you're gonna lean back. Right away, we're engaging our core. Ball between the feet. We're gonna lift our feet up, set it down. And it's just a couple of inches. And that's all it should take to feel your abdominal muscles, your back muscles, your thigh muscles start to fire up. We're just gonna do a couple more of these because it can get pretty intense. Awesome, all right, good job. Carefully pick the ball back up, face forward if you turned. Now that our core is nice and warm, our legs are warmed up, we're gonna focus a little bit more on strengthening through our upper body. So set the ball right in the crook of your right elbow, bend your arm, got a good grip on the ball, your wrist is neutral and your hand is in a fist. Squeeze the ball in, release it out. Squeeze and release. So really working into our bicep muscles here. If you get tired of doing bicep curls with weights all the time, this is a nice alternative. The ball is providing a good amount of resistance here for our arm muscle. One more big squeeze in and out. We're gonna keep working the biceps, but a little differently. Tuck the ball under your right arm. Elbow is bent 90 degrees, wrist is still neutral, hand still in a fist. Press the ball in towards your ribs and release. Press in, release. Do you still feel your biceps? But also your shoulders, maybe even the back of your arms a little bit, your arm. And your core is bracing too because you're pressing into it. Let's do one more good squeeze in and out. And ball comes to center. Before we do the other side, we're gonna work our chest muscles and our arms a little bit more. So, ball between your palms, press the ball in and release. Now you have a couple options as to where your elbows set. If your elbows are down like mine are right now, it's a little more comfortable for your wrists. But if you want a little bit more activation of your chest muscles, you can lift your elbows higher as long as that feels okay in your elbows, in your wrists, in your fingers. Either way, you're putting good pressure into the ball and releasing, hopefully feeling the work in your chest and in your arms. One more big press and relax. All right, side two. Start with the ball in your elbow, bend your arm, wrist is neutral, squeeze in and release. And you may find this is easier to do on your dominant side than on your not dominant side. Right, our arms tend to be a little different when it comes to strength, but we're going to work both of them equally. Try to stay as balanced as we can. One more big bicep squeeze in and out. Then set the ball underneath your left arm, bend it 90 degrees, wrist is neutral, press in and out. Press in and out. Try to keep your shoulders away from your ears. Sometimes we start to shrug them up. We don't want to do that, keep them down. Couple more big squeezes in and out. All right, arms have had enough. We'll go back to the legs a little bit. Set the ball between your thighs. Sit nice and tall. Squeeze the ball in, release out. Squeeze in and out. Really firing up the inner thigh muscles. We call those our adductor muscles. And you'll find that throughout the workout today, we're gonna work inside, outside, front and back of our arms and our legs. Our whole body's gonna get a nice workout today. Couple more squeezes. One more time. Awesome. All right, ball out. Hold the ball in the palms of your hand. Cross chop across to your right side. So chop, come back up. Cross chop, back up. Notice you're rotating through your torso. So we're working through our core here. Now you can stay with just the arms, or you can choose to add a knee lift. Right leg only. Lift and cross. Notice how that makes it a little harder. It might increase your ability to rotate though. Couple more. Strong chops. All right, both feet down. Cross chop to your left. So this is kind of our warm up. We don't add the knee lift right away. And you can choose not to add the knee lift ever. But if you want it, here we go. Left knee up, cross across, chop across. Good, feeling the core working, feeling the leg working. Couple more, nice and strong. Last one. Nice work. All right, we are good and warm. Maybe get ready to get on our feet. So, stand up, nice and tall. We are going to use the chair for balance. I'm going to turn mine the other direction so you can see better. And wherever you are, you're going to stand sideways to your chair. So you can hold on to it with your inside hand if you need to. Set your legs up. Your outside foot is going to come way back into a lunge position. So your inside leg is forward, your outside leg is back. Your front knee is bent, ball is in your outside hand. From here, lunge down as you push the ball away, rise up as you pull it back in. So lunge and press away, rise, pull back in. Push, pull, push, pull. It takes a little bit of coordination to get it going. Make sure your shoulders stay stacked over your hips. So I'm not leaning forward with my ball. I'm sending my arm and ball away. Couple more. Find your deepest lunge and hold. Circle your ball up and over and under. Up and over and under. So working some shoulder mobility as our legs continue to work isometrically by holding the lunge. One more sweep under, then step forward to relief. Shake it out real quick. This next exercise, you have the option to use the ball or not. If you want to use it, we'll tuck it behind our outside knee. If you don't want to go there, if your pants are a little bit slippery, set your ball aside. But make sure you bend your knee, whether you have the ball or not. From here, keeping your knee bent, sweep your leg forward, sweep your leg back. Knee stays bent, both directions. That is going to fire up your hamstring muscles in the back. We're also working through hip mobility, bringing our leg as far forward and back as we can without pain. One more time each direction. Then hold it back, squeeze in, out, really firing up that hamstring, and release. Oh, goodness gracious. We'll stretch out those hamstrings that we're working so hard. Bring your outside heel forward, outside leg stays straight, back stays straight, hinge forward. You can hold on to the chair for balance. You can keep the ball on your thigh, or extend the ball away, nice and long. Good, rise back up. Awesome. Quick shakeout. Next move requires some balance. So for extra stability, you're going to stand next to your chair. So there's some contact with the chair. Maybe it's your side, maybe it's your hip, maybe it's your leg, kind of depends on how high your chair is, but you're touching it for balance. Your outside foot is then going to kickstand onto your inside leg. Once you're in position, ball is going to pass from one hand to the other. If you're feeling pretty confident, you can try to lift your foot off the floor for a couple passes, set it back down. Foot comes up, foot comes down. And if you're feeling really stable, you can come off the chair, so now no contact with the chair. Maybe your foot stays up the whole time, or maybe you want to keep it down the whole time. So many options here in our tree pose pass-off move. All right, well done. Shake it out. Side one is complete. Before we go to side two, we're going to stand behind our chair. So your chair is in front of you. Take the ball between your thighs. So chair is there if you need it for balance. If not, you can just bring your hands to your hips or to your thighs. I love using the ball for squats because it gives us a little bit of support. So when we squat down, our knees don't collapse inward, which sometimes they do. Our ball is going to keep our knees tracking over our ankles, which is perfect. All right, here we go. We're going to squat and rise. Down and up. See how your knees feel today, how your hips feel today. Challenge yourself by going as low as you can without any pain. Hopefully you're liking the support of the ball. We're gonna squat one more time. We're gonna hold this one. So get nice and low, settle in. Decide if you wanna keep both hands on your chair or lift one or both arms overhead into what we call chair pose in yoga. Such a great one for strengthening the lower body, the core, and the arms. Rise back up. Good job. Take the ball out, widen your stance, turn out just a little bit from your hips. We will be lunging side to side, passing the ball from one hand to the other. So we'll start to the right. We're bending the right knee, passing the ball to the right, and then left knee, left hand. So this is another move. You really want to listen to your body. How do your knees feel? How do your hips feel? My knees are kind of cranky today, so I'm not going into a deep lunge either direction, but I don't want to hold you back. If you're feeling good, you get a little deeper. Challenging not only our legs, but our coordination as well as we pass the ball side to side. Good, one more time. Awesome. All right, step in. Side two. So we're gonna be turning the other direction. So opposite hand should be on the inside by your chair. Outside leg steps back into a lunge. Ball is in your outside hand. Once you're set, lunge down as you press away, rise up as you pull in. Push away, pull in. Lunge down, rise up. Get that coordination going. Then focus on deepening the lunges if you can. Keeping shoulders over hips. Remember not to lean forward. Good. One more time. This is where we hold our lunge. Take the ball up and over and under. Up and over and under. So it's a big circle around. Good. Let's do one more time each direction. And then we get to step forward. Shake it out, shake it out. Use the ball or not. If you're using it, it's behind your outside knee. Everyone bends their knee and keeps it bent. Then sweep your knee forward, sweep your leg back. So we're working the front of the leg when we go forward and the back of the leg, especially as we go back. But just keeping the knee bent is working the back of our thigh the whole time. You feeling it? All right, we're gonna hold the leg behind and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. A couple more times. And take the ball out. Oh, relief. Stretching those hard-working legs. Bring your outside heel forward. Leg is straight. Inside knee will bend. As you hinge forward, ball on the thigh, or you can extend your arm forward. Just hold here for a few seconds. And rise back up, heel back in. All right, our tree balance pass-off move. Start by standing close enough to your chair that you've got that contact for support. Then kickstand your outside foot onto your inside leg. Stand tall and start to pass the ball from one hand to the other. Maybe the foot can come off the floor. A couple passes up, a couple passes with it down. We're testing our balance. So you have the option of keeping your foot down the whole time, contact with the chair the whole time, or up the whole time. Maybe away from the chair a couple of inches. Keep passing, a couple more seconds, and done. Shake it out. Hope you had fun with that drill. All right, more squats. Yes, more squats. We want to keep our legs and our glutes nice and strong. Ball between your thighs, toes face forward. Squat down, rise up. So chair can be next to you, it can be in front of you. Just knowing it's close by can give us some reassurance for our balance. Now maybe round two of squats we're getting a little lower. Our legs are nice and warm. Couple more. I know you're waiting for that squat hold. Here it comes. Get low, get low, get low. You've got the chair for support if you want it, or One or both arms overhead. Core is strong. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise back up. Take the ball out. Widen your stance. We're doing our side lunges once again. We'll just start to the left side first this time. So bend your left, come center, bend your right, come center. Not only are we strengthening our legs, we're also getting a nice stretch in the extended leg, in that inner thigh. Remember, we used our inner thigh muscles while we were seated when we're squeezing into the ball. So now we're stretching them out as we lunge side to side. One more to the right, back to center, come in. Now we're going to repeat a couple of the movements we did seated, but now that we're on our feet, we'll be able to get a bigger range of motion. So start with the ball center. Open up, ball in your right hand, come in, left hand. And notice what's happening with the spine. I'm arching and rounding and arching and rounding. So getting that nice stretch as I pass the ball from side to side. One more to the right, one more to the left. Hold the ball center. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, round your back as ball drops to the thighs. Inhale, lift and stretch. Exhale, round. So a standing version of cat and cow. All these exercises, so wonderful, so important for back and spinal health. Good. And come to a neutral position. All right, it's time to find a little space on the wall. So pick out a wall in your house that doesn't have anything hanging on it or no windows. That can be harder than you think in some homes. All right, once you find your wall space, we're going to use our ball to help us maintain a wall squat. Now, if you've done wall squats before, and you probably have, they're not the most pleasant thing, but they're a great way to strengthen your legs, and using a ball actually makes them a little bit more doable. So once you find your wall space, you're going to set the ball behind your mid to low back. You'll stand a foot or two away from the wall. It depends on how long your legs are, and you can adjust that as we get into position. All right, when you're ready, we're going to start to bend our knees and come down as far as we can safely, pain-free, into a squat position. Are you loving it? Now, even with the ball, it's not easy. You should feel your legs firing up, but it's probably a little more comfortable than if our back was against the wall. Now, your hands can be here, they can be here, they can be here, any way you want. Just remember to breathe as you maintain this wall squat for a few more seconds. You could be here all day if you want. You just press pause, but I'm done. So I'm gonna come back up and bring your feet in. Take the ball out. Oh, I hope you like that wall squat with a ball. All right, enough time on our feet. Let's bring our chairs back and we will have a seat. We'll do a little bit more work and a little bit more stretch. First movement we do is going to be an upper body coordination drill. Send your right arm to the side, ball comes to the hand, then work it down your arm, across your chest, option to bounce the ball at the end. So roll it down your arm, across your chest, maybe bounce and catch it. So that's a little fun coordination move you can try. And the worst thing that can happen if you drop the ball is you have to get up and go get it, right? No worries. Let's do it one more time here on the right side. And we'll try side two. It might be better. It kind of depends on which arm is dominant. So left arm to the side. We're going to roll the ball down and across. Maybe bounce and catch. See, now I'm having to bounce and catch with my non-dominant hand. It's a little trickier. But I'll tell you a little secret. This ball I have is a little sticky, which makes it easier to grip. So if you don't have one of these nice bender balls, I think I'm at a little bit of advantage. So we're all just doing our best and rest. Little coordination drill for the legs. We're going to pass the ball under one leg, pass it under the other, and a figure 8 movement. So here we go. We're lifting and passing, lifting and passing. If you feel pretty confident with it, slowly, you can try a little faster, getting a little crazy. Remember, it's okay if you drop the ball, nothing wrong with that. But in addition to working coordination, we're also working strength in our legs and in our core. Couple more. We can't just have fun all the time, right? Rest. So good. Good work. So now we're going to stretch out some of the muscles we worked. Send the ball long in front of you. Turn so the right hand is on top. Turn so the left hand is on top. And notice we're getting a gentle stretch in our shoulders, working shoulder mobility. You can make it bigger by lifting and lowering the ball as you rotate. And you can keep the ball center, which might feel better to you, or you can make it a figure 8. So we just did a figure 8 with our lower body. Now we can do a figure 8 with our upper body. So options are to keep it centered and rotate, or draw a big figure 8 as you rotate. One more, come back in. So good. Bring your legs together. Ball is just going to hang out in our lap for this one. We are going to take our right knee, open it to the side, bring it back in. Same thing with your left. Open it out, bring it back in. So some hip mobility. We were working our glutes, our hips and outer thighs a little bit as we were standing and doing some of these exercises. So now we're just kind of stretching it out, opening up through our hips. One more time with single leg. The other leg tries not to move. Can we do both legs together now? Open, bring back in. And I find if I'm a little bit more forward on my chair, I can move out and in a little bit more. But you don't want to come so far forward that you fall off the chair. So find that safe position. One more time. Good. All right, we're going to stretch our legs a little more. Send your right heel forward so your right leg is long. Ball starts at your thigh. We're going to slowly roll the ball down the leg as far as you're comfortable going. Roll it back up again. So that first one was a test. The second one we're going to hold. So roll it back. Find your good comfortable position and hold a little bit longer, stretching out your back and your hamstrings. Roll the ball back up and we'll switch sides. So left leg long in front, ball on the thigh. First one is a test. Roll it down. See how far you can go. Come back up. Next time we hold it. So roll it down as far as you want to go. Hold, hold, hold. And rise back up. Take your time. Awesome. Ball now comes to the back, about mid-back, and you're going to sit there, sit all the way back so the ball doesn't roll away from you. We're going to give ourselves a nice back massage, which we have earned. All right? Just going to kind of twist one direction a little bit, twist the other. And the ball is just putting some pressure into our back muscles. Hopefully it's feeling really nice. All right, come to center. We're going to keep the ball where it is, adjust if you need to. It should be in a comfortable position. And we're going to use the ball back there in our breathing drill. When you inhale, your lungs expand with air, so you're going to feel, hopefully, a little bit more pressure into the ball. When you exhale, your lungs collapse, and you're going to feel less pressure into the ball. It's very subtle, but really focus in, and hopefully you'll feel that difference. So sit tall. Big breath in, expand through your lungs, pressure into the ball. Exhale, air comes out. Lungs collapse a little bit, less pressure into the ball. Big breath in, expand. Exhale, release. A couple more just like that. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, big breath in. And exhale out. Time, take the ball out. Set it back in your lap. Well, I hope you are feeling strong and flexible and energized. We did a lot of fun things with the ball. I hope you really loved using it, and I hope you'll be back with this workout again very soon. Thank you so much for joining me.